guys, Tattoo for You, Richard here, and it is time for a Wierd Wednesday vlog. Now, I didn't... Yes. My daughter just came in. She's waiting for the bus. So, yeah, it's time for a Wierd Wednesday vlog, and I just kind of...
This Wednesday is really weird.
Why?
Because
Yeah, that's not weird at all. Or creepy. So anyway, I haven't done any recording. I didn't record anything. I didn't record anything from New Year's. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I didn't record any New Year's stuff. Didn't record anything. I just didn't. I haven't recorded. Yeah, anything. This is honestly probably the first real recording of the new year. I might have recorded an intro or something to something else or whatever. But I see you too. You go wait for that bus, kid. So yeah, anyway, it's time for 2017. And I am ready to accept it with all its glory and awesomeness that it has. Last year was really rough, as we all know. Just a lot going on. The last 2 weeks of the year were really, really, I mean, you know, just difficult. That's to say the least. For sure, 100%. I mean, things going on mentally in my head, things going on just around me in general too. Things that were out of my control, you know. And I let them get to me. I let them break me down and tear me down into the point of nothingness. I haven't hobbied in quite a while. I think I forced myself one day, but I just couldn't do it. So it's time for a new year, you know, and I made this started last week. This started in December. Still, for me, I decided I'm not going to put up with it anymore. I'm not going to take the crap. I'm not, as weird as that sounds, and I'm not saying other people's crap, because I'm not going to take that either. But I'm not going to take my own crap. I'm not going to sit there and let what's going on internally inside of me tear me down. I'm not going to let what's going on outside of me tear me down either. It's too easy to do that in this world. It's too easy to sit there and every little thing that's out of your control, you know what's awesome is a message just popped up that said you can do it, and it was, I'm in a group message and it popped up, you can do it. So that's perfect for right now, because it's the daggum truth. Every little thing close to me, every little. I had friends die last year. Okay, right at the end of the year during Christmas time, I can't do anything about that, and there's nothing I can do. There's just things that are out of your control. And once you realize that they're out of your control, there's nothing you can do to stop it besides looking at yourself, stopping what you're doing for a minute, and taking a good internal reflection on your own self and your own perspective of how you look at things and how you've been taking things and just thinking about things. Take a step back and look at that. And then once you do that, you can really break down each individual component. It's like working on a car. When you troubleshoot a car. Sorry, hair in my mouth. You troubleshoot a car, you just don't go jump in and start tearing it apart and fixing this giant, massive problem. You take a step back, you look at the car, you figure out what's wrong with it. It's an air conditioning problem. You think of every component in that air conditioning. You think of every possible process that could be messed up and wrong, and you look at it. You judge it, you search it, you scrutinize it, and every little bit. And then you can kind of start figuring out, okay, I need to replace this first. I need to fix this. I need to do this. I have been struggling a lot with my... Last year I had my word of the year was purpose. And I really had to kind of force myself and told myself I had a purpose. I kind of did it like that. That's a grand, like, big gesture on a person. It's like, what is your purpose in life? What are you supposed to do? What is my purpose? Is my purpose to sit around and make YouTube videos all day? What is my actual purpose? And I making YouTube videos was awesome. It was part of my it's a part of me. It's something that I contribute. It's not my purpose, but it is a part of it. And I think my purpose really is to be a better person myself, selfishly, me, be a better person. Me being a better person is going to affect the people around me and give them a more positive attitude, not positive attitude, that's the wrong way to say it. A more positive sense of well being, I guess. I don't know. I'm not good at this. I'm just going to ramble and talk, guys. So, towards the end of the year, after all this stuff happened around me, a lot of things happened. Um, a lot, like especially with my mental health. I'll talk about it a little bit, not going to super detail about it. Um, but I really started when you're having friends die for cancer. That's a disease. It's something you can't stop, you can't handle, you can't fix. And I had another friend kill himself, take his own life. That is something that a person could fix with help. Now, I'm not saying I'm suicidal. I'm not suicidal at all. That's the one thing when I was younger, I did just want to, but I have too much to live for now. And I see every ounce. Even if I had a drifting thought of suicide, I know that there's too many people that I would hurt by taking my own life, and that's something that's really helped me get through emotions and feelings like that. But towards the end of the year, with the things that happened, I had a lot of negative thoughts, and especially with the friend who took his own life. It brought back some of my emotions, and my thoughts of self worth. Going from being the sole provider of this family, busting my butt every day, going to work, worrying constantly because of the type of job I was in, industry I was in, where I'm self-employed. The only money that I take home is the money that I physically hustle and bring into the house. Every tattoo I did was the money I bring in the house. Every day that a tattoo walked out that door and I didn't get to do it, that was money I lost. And that's support for my family I lost. With me not being able to do that anymore, due to health reasons, and then really just letting my health decline badly last year. Even trying when I did try moments, and letting the infections and the sickness get to me and hinder me and break me down, and then you typically not being able to recover from it. There was nothing I could do. You know, I completely I shut down last year. I YouTubed and I did the hobby and my painting and stuff, but everything else just ceased. You know, I quit going to church. I was constantly sick, so I quit going to church. So I lost that bit of my life, and that was a very positive aspect in my life. It was something that helped me. It's something I still struggle with. I believe in something higher and something else out there. Um, but in the church, it helps me with that belief. It helps me keep on to that faith, I guess. And it's not for everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody run out and join a church right now. Don't search for yourself. Do what you need to do to help yourself feel better. Um, but with stopping going to church, with all the stuff that was going on, my health declining, moments of happiness with my family and my wife. My family, you know, with me being sick all the time, I couldn't do stuff. I felt like an outsider. And I know it was really hard on everyone. And I know they always want daddy to go with them. And my wife wants me to be a part of everything. But towards the end of the year, things got really rough. I put it in my head that my family didn't want me anymore, didn't need me anymore. My family started to not love me anymore. That was in my head. That wasn't them. I keep telling myself that. They keep telling me that. But that was in my head. That was what was going through my head and drowning me down. It was like essentially a giant rock, 1,000-pound rock tied to a chain, tied to my feet, and it was dragging me under the water and drowning me. And taking a step back, seeing something, talking to a friend of mine, initially talking it out, getting it all out to a friend, actually two friends, really helped. Getting it out in the open, I kept saying I didn't want to talk about it, I didn't want to bring any of it up because I didn't want to give it power. I didn't want to make the issue that I had become real. But once I sat down and talked about it, and the other person I talked to about it was my wife. And it was a relief to talk to her again because I honestly we hadn't had a good conversation in a while. We had done the YouTube stuff together and whatnot, and we were happy. It was fun. It was great, but I would shut down a lot. And she is my best friend. I will proclaim that from the rooftops. She is my best friend, and I couldn't even talk to my own best friend about things. And that's hard. That's really hard. Because a best friend, they're not going to judge you. They're not going to put you down. They're going to want you to be happy and want you to be better. And I couldn't see that. I was blinded by that. I knew in my heart she's my best friend and I loved her. But like from my point of view. But then at the same time in my head, I put that I had all that love and all that feelings for her, but she didn't for me. But she did. But she it was hurting. It was hurting her too. I could tell that. And then talking to her, I could tell that now. That I had given up. And that is the biggest key: is not giving up. And that's what I did. I straight up gave up. Especially to the end of the year. We had Christmas rolling around. We had no money coming into the house besides her job, and that's stressful on her. Me not helping around the house, and I say not being able to, but we'll get to that in a minute. But me not being able to help around the house, besides cooking and dishes, it put a strain on her hard. Her coming home to this. This is me. This is in my head. This is me talking. Coming home to a worthless fat husband who didn't do crap, who could barely take care of his kids and himself, but coming home from a hard day's work and coming home to that's hard. That's hard. And I know inside of her it affects her. We've been through a lot together. We struggled from our relationship started off glorious and amazing. We found out we were pregnant with Rose. We were engaged, and things went. We separated in the beginning for till Rose was almost 2 years old. Right before her second, well, right around Kristen's birthday in February, we got back together on the year that Rose would have turned 2, and we just took right back up where we left off. And it was rough. It's a struggle. It was a straight struggle. Um, she was working as a nanny. I was a barely kicked over from an apprentice to a full-time tattoo artist. And it was a struggle. I even lost my original job at the tattoo shop because of some dual owner issues who one owner wanted to kick the other owner out, and they had worked it out that the only way they would do it because the other guy had already hired a replacement for the other owner. So I was the low man on the totem pole. They had to let me go. But we looked, we searched. My wife called around for me while I was driving one day, and I found a new job, and I jumped back into that, and I just was tattooing ever since full time. I think there was one time I was out of work for 3 months because I had a shop in Corinth and it shut down, and then I started working at a Denton tattoo company, and that's where I was for a few years before I opened another shop in Denton, and that shut down. There's a key here. Don't open a tattoo shop without the proper support. So the first one had support, but it was just too much. There was just too much going on. We didn't have enough to do advertising and all that stuff that we really needed, and enough clientele coming in. That one was open too early. The second one was open, and because of a lot of issues with, I think all four of us together just couldn't. We worked well together, but then we missed something in there. We lost something in opening that second shop. But anyway, that's in the past. Where was I heading off on all that? Oh, our struggles through our lives. Um, and then I got sick too during that time period. In the beginning, it was good. It was okay because we were on a path. We were doing things more focused on our internal life, well being, and once I guess the kicker we're saying is that we've fought. Me and my wife have fought through everything. Fought not each other, but just fought through all the struggles to get better and do the best that we can. It's hard focusing on what everybody else has, seeing what everybody else has. When you have people who throw that in your face all the time about what they've got. I just did this. I just did that. I've got $1 million. I've got this. Look at my beautiful, happy family. That brings you down too. It starts to wear on you when you're feeling like what you have isn't enough. You start looking around at stuff like that, and that was another thing that affected me. That's where I'm going with this, if that makes any sense. It's something that started bringing me down negatively. Um, you see people around you that are your age, buying houses, buying brand new cars, going out all the time, partying all the time, doing all that stuff, and you think, I apologize about my beard. I'm having issues with it. You feel like you're not good enough. You definitely feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, where you want to be either, and that's the truth. That's something that I'm not going to get rid of. I'm not happy with this, the way this is. This okay. Oh, well, I'm getting off track here. So focusing on all those people and all that they have, you lose sight of what you do have yourself, what you may have, and that's. I have a loving family and a wonderful wife, great kids, parents that are awesome, in-laws that are awesome. I have a great family around me, and that's a key. That's a start. That is a good building block for everything for me. So once I realized that and realized that all the stuff going on in my head, I have to fight past it and get rid of it. Um, it it changed my attitude towards the end of the year. Um, Christmas, I decided to just to be happier on Christmas, and throughout the whole week after Christmas, New Year's Eve, everything, I've just I'm and for the rest of hopefully the rest of my life, which I'm going to make it a long time. I am going to be more focused, more positive, and just try to do everything I can to be better. I for my for myself and for my family. I said last time that my word I was doing we do the one word thing. I said my word was going to be uplift, and I was really excited about that. Then I realized something. Uplift is just I is making myself feel better. That's that's a positive thing. That's a good thing, right? We all want to help ourselves to feel better, help people around us to feel better. But that's just a feeling. That's just making me feel better. That's not making me better. It's not making me improve myself. Not change. I don't ever want to change who I am. I want to improve myself. I want to be better. Still be who I am, but be a better me. So I thought on it and I typed something up on Facebook for this positive page I found that's just really good. They have positive messages on a daily basis, sometimes hourly. But I decided that I'm going to surround myself with positive things, not only so I feel more positive, but so I can be more positive. And the thing I posted on Facebook, I typed it out, and in the end, I was like, I said I'm going to fight this year, and it hit me. That is my word. My word is fight. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight this year. I'm going to fight for my health. I'm going to fight for my family. I'm going to fight for myself. I'm going to fight for my friends. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to fight to be a better person. If it comes down to a physical fight somewhere along the line, then so be it. I'm just going to fight to be more positive, be more active, be more everything. Just to be a better person. I'm going to fight for this family, most of all. Fight for my wife. Fight to be a better husband to her so that way she can come home and not stress. Not feel like she's overwhelmed with everything. Fight for her so that way she knows that she is not alone. That we are a partnership, we are companions, we are lovers, we are best friends, we are here together, we're a team. And in a team and a true companionship and partnership, you're both equals. Doesn't matter if one of you goes out and earns all the money and the other one stays at home. You're still a partnership and you're still a team. And in that team, you have to be willing to work for each other. You have to be willing to help for each other. You have to be willing to fight for each other. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm already trying. I'm already stepping up and doing the best that I can. I'm working on being able to clean this house myself. So she doesn't have to come home and do it. I want every aspect of our relationship and our life to be better. Every aspect of it. Every aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to fight for my kids. My kids want to do stuff. My kids want to go out. I want to do a movie night once a month at least. Go out to the movies or something with them. I want to take them out to dinner together as a family. And I want to fight for that. I want to fight to be a better father for them. Someone they can look up to. Someone they can not see, oh, this is normal. This is the way it's supposed to be. Daddy's can't walk. Daddy can't do things. Daddy can't go places with us. No. Screw that. It's a struggle. It's going to be hard. We go out to the East Texas. I can't walk through the woods. I mean, if I could try, I would fall and it'd be damned if I could get back up easily. And my wheelchair wouldn't make it out throughout there. But I need to fight to be better so I can eventually, and I will eventually be able to walk again. I may never be able to walk perfectly or for a long period of time, but I'll be able to walk, damn it. Sorry. I'm going to fight for my own health this year for sure. I'm trying to lose the weight now. I'm getting back on a proper regimen, I guess. And I can't do it alone, that's for sure. I have friends who want to help me. They're doing it's the beginning of the year. Everybody wants to do this and this. They're all starting their health kicks and stuff too. And they're willing to help and things like that. And I accept that help. I also need somebody here to help me. Somebody closer around and somebody who's really attuned with my situation. Not my wife. I love her and I'm not saying anything. This isn't bad towards her at all. But somebody who's like almost like a doctor. Somebody who has knowledge and knows exactly how to help an obese person who has limited mobility. Someone who can really get down and dirty and help me. And phone calls and internet, on the internet, I need to find somebody who can really help me by coming at least once a week and talking to me or something. I'm going to my doctor next week for some of the mental issues. I'm going to bring that up to her too. I don't have insurance right now. I have a friend who's very kind, is going to help me out. They want to try to help me find a wheelchair too. They wanted to get me an electric wheelchair, but I squashed that right away. I refuse. I'm not getting an electric wheelchair. I'm not making my life easier, because then that becomes the normality. I need to. If they want to help me get a wheelchair, a regular self-propelled wheelchair, or you would propel it yourself, like the one I already have. It's just falling apart. I do not want to be confined to that wheelchair forever. And if I get an electric wheelchair, then that's it. I've sat down and I've let a joystick move me around. I'm just going to get worse. I cannot let that happen. At least with the regular wheelchair, I can push myself with my arms. I can stand up behind it and push it. And then I start feeling tired. I sit down and then I push myself with my arms. And my wife, she'll even help me with it. She'll give me a push too. But that's this year. That is this year. I am fighting for everything this year. I'm fighting for my own life this year. And my life doesn't just include me living another year. This includes me living happily another year. Living, smiling every day at my family. Telling my wife I love her every day, and knowing that I mean it. Fighting for my kids every day. I am going to fight for everything I can this year. And yeah. I hope you can join me on that fight too, because I will be recording as much of it as I can. I'll definitely get back to the hobby stuff. I'm not taking the hobby off the channel. That's part of my life. That's part of my fight. That's part of my therapy. That helps me. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. We as a family have talked and chilled and worked through a lot of things. Our families even got together and we've all have our words. The kids' words are still a little bit, still kind of playing through it. My oldest, she's figuring out her words. She wants to really work on that. My youngest, she flat out said, we were talking about it, and they all know, they understand what the word is and stuff. So my youngest, I asked her, we just asked all around, like, hey, y'all need to think on your words. And my youngest flat out said respect. So her word is respect. So this year she's going to be working towards respect. And she's going to be trying to be more respectful to people and things like that. And I commend her for that. That is amazing. That is a 6-year-old who flat out said respect. And, excuse me, good job, Ava. Good job. My middle, Sophia, our 8-year-old, I forget their ages sometimes. I think she was going to be helpful, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I need to check with her what her word was. A lot of it, like, she kept pulling up words, and I was like, baby, you're already that. You're already kind. You're already helpful. But you want to be more than that, do it. You want to be more helpful, that is fine by me, babe. My wife's word is simplify. And I love it. That is a great word. That is, she is an amazing woman, but she also thinks a lot. She'll just overthink things to the point of driving herself crazy, I think. And I'm there for her all the time. I'll be there from the crazy to the sane. But we did that the first day of the year. We did that January 1st. We woke up. Our shed had been built the day before. We did it. We tore it down. We tore Christmas down. We got it out of here. Threw it in the shed. Ended it all. Got done. Cleaned up this house. It still needs a little work here and there, but we got it done. We emptied the closet out in the girls' room. We did a lot. There's still a long ways to go, but we're simplifying everything. And she said simplify with a purge on the side. And that's because we're getting rid of all this negative crap and all this garbage that we don't need anymore. It's going to be a good year. And then for my family, we have a family word that we pick every year. Our family word is uplift. That's what we're going to do as a family. We're going to make sure as a family we uplift each other. And as a family and individually, we uplift everyone we see, everyone we can. And I hope that I can do that through here for my friends that I can't see on a daily basis. I hope I can uplift you. I hope I can help you through anything you're going through, even if I don't know what it is. Just give you that moment of happiness, that moment where you're like, okay, it's not that bad. I can do this. I can get through this. Guys, I'm gonna end this here. I've rambled on long enough. It's 30 minutes of a ramble of me just talking nonsense and everything. 2017 is going to be an amazing year if you get up and make it. One, don't dwell on the crap. Don't dwell on the garbage. Look at your wife, tell her you love her. Look at your husband, tell her you love him. Look at your kids, tell them you love them. And just be a positive force. Be the one to stand up and just do whatever you can to make this place better. Let's get rid of all the political arguments, get rid of all the religious arguments. Let's get rid of all the arguments, all the crap in general. Don't bring somebody down. Don't be afraid to lift someone up. Guys, I love you. Keep rocking that nerd life, my friends. I'll see you later.